An answer to the question, why does God allow bad things to happen? The verses are from the Kolbrin Bible, Book 2, Gleanings, Chapter 10. God refers to himself as the wronged, the betrayed, and the disappointed God, who offered love divine. Man spurned what was offered, not from wickedness, but passion and earthly pleasure. Love divine must now be earned through severity and chastisement. Obviously, before you hadn't experienced those pleasures, now we cannot go back to the ignorance that we had, so we must overcome those desires. The path hasn't changed, we just know of different paths we can take. In short, knowledge was gained before we were ready because we couldn't wait. Compare it to labor pains. You have to get beyond your own needs in order to experience the undiminished power of divine love, without weaknesses and love of unprofitable pleasures. ELN 10:8. You call upon me as the Father of the gods, nor do you err in this. Yet I am the hidden God, the God of secret manifestation, the wronged God, the betrayed God, and the disappointed God. I am the God who sought to give love divine to men by making them my heirs, making them partakers of divinity, co-creators with me. But men spurn their birthright, not through wickedness alone, but through their weakness and love of pleasure. Therefore, the love once offered cannot be displayed in all its glory. It cannot be revealed in its beauty. It must now be leavened with severity and chastisement. This, so that those who are the inheritors of divinity may return to it with undiminished powers, but purged of their weaknesses and love of unprofitable pleasure. This you should know, that men may know. Divinity of itself is not a created thing and cannot be bestowed as a gift. It comes as the crown of achievement. I, the Almighty God, who by taking thought can create 10,000 worlds, say this. God says, men will ask, why, if God be almighty, can he not create perfection immediately? Why not create beings having knowledge of the divine love? Why have earth with all its trials and tribulations? Perspective seems to be very important here. God points out, what to us appears as ages in time is to him but a flash of thought in a moment of eternity. That which men know as the span of time is the act of creation. Analogy. Earth is like a womb where we gestate, and when ready you are born into eternity. In short, Earth is just the beginning, but if you do not learn and gain control, your death is like a stillbirth, and the process must begin again. GLN 10:9. Men have said as they will say throughout the ages, why, if God be almighty, can he not create perfection immediately? Why does he not create beings having the knowledge of divine love forthwith? Why have earth with all its trials and tribulations? Know this, what appears to you as ages in time is to me but a flash of thought in a moment of eternity. I breathed in, the hosts of earth and the spheres were not. I breathed out, and the hosts of earth and spheres were. I breathe in, and they are no more. All things exist within the Eternal One, and that which men know as the span of time is the act of creation. God says he is veiled from our sight, not because of him willing it so, but because men choose this path. Men wantonly spurned his birthright. Now you can only penetrate the veil through long, arduous preparations, and even then, you must know the key. God comes not because of your preparations, but because he is ever ready to incline toward man. Analogy. A child taking his first steps. A parent stands a little away to allow the child a chance at the knowledge of its own abilities. Not to see it fail, but to see it succeed. Tough love is hard, but in the end, if you are protected from all the bad, how can you experience what good is? GLN 10:10. Mark the flight of an arrow from the hands of a bowman. It flies from the bent bow. Time passes, then it finds its mark. But to me, the arrow leaves the bow and strikes the mark together. Distance, time, and change are not with me. Once I, your God, was not apart from man, my offspring. Now I am veiled from his sight, not because I have willed it so, but because man has chosen to bring this about. The barrier between us grows ever more dense, as man wantonly spurns his birthright. Henceforth, it may be penetrated only by long and arduous preparations, and even then, those who would do so must know the key. I come to you not because of your preparations, but because your God is ever ready to incline towards men. Though there is this barrier between us, it is not impervious to the sincere prayers of a pure heart. This men should know. As for you, your days are numbered. You are now no more than the basket holding the seeds, which will be strewn and sown by another hand. Many things of which I have spoken are not for the ears of men, for such knowledge freely bestowed would not benefit them. Other things are beyond their present understanding. Let these therefore be recorded unto the generations of men yet unborn. Men are now as children, and must learn again as children, being taught childish tales. Here, God is telling Herminator that he will not be able to continue, so that he has chosen Enchedi as the founder, much like Abraham was said to be charged as founding the nation of Israel. God will guide his steps and will open a door in the barrier so Enchedi can hear God. GLN 10:11. Therefore, go hence, go to Enchedi, and tell him of these things. Say also that his God, I who am, chooses him as the sower of seeds. Let him know that I who am will guide his steps, and will open a door in the barrier, that he may hear my voice. Let your eyes now see again, and behold, I am who I am. These are clearly my opinions based upon how I read this book called the Kolbrin Bible. I do not know how reliable it is as an ancient document, so you take it as you get it, but to me this makes a lot of sense, so I offer it as an opinion. Thank you for listening this far.